Hello again, and we have another replay commentary for a Gold League game. Keep in mind, this is still a match that I got from Maffler, and it's been a while, and I have to change some option here because we just loaded into the game. There you go, that's better. So while I understand that there might be a little bit of confusion in terms of talents and everything, because, for example, the Diablo rework is not in this replay, I try to focus more on the map itself and hope that the talent choices, etc., are not as important for you in this replay or in these replays that are a little bit older. That being said, obviously the other heroes are, fine. They hadn't had any updates, so it should be fine. Let's quickly talk about Braxis. It's one of the most, I want to say, hated maps probably at the moment in the pool. It can be snowbally if you lose the first one and don't have proper wave clear to deal with this, and then you're like behind 8 to level 10 for the second one, and then you lose that one as well, and then it can get out of control. Which is why you should be careful with what you draft. And we're going to talk about this, and this is why I also chose this replay. I haven't seen the gameplays, so I'm assuming some things will happen from the draft that I'm seeing, but I might be wrong, so that would be actually even better. So, blue team, they didn't have a proper solo laner. They have Zul, who is struggling a bit against any other solo laner, I want to say. His wave clear is great, but he has to be in melee range to clear it, and his self-sustain isn't that great. He can get talents that will help him a little bit with this, but they are a little later, and overall he doesn't really have burst to counter-attack anybody. His CC is pretty nice. The root gives a very good signal to everybody who to attack. But other than that, he definitely is not a solo laner. He shouldn't be put in the solo lane. He's much better suited for soaking 2 lanes in succession. So basically, you would play him on a 3-lane map, like Infernal Shrines, for example, and then you would let him rotate top mid and clear the waves while you do a 4-man push bottom lane. So he's a bad choice for blue team already. On the other hand, though, their other draft parts are much better. I like them a lot, actually. They have Muradin, who is great on this map, I think. He's one of the best frontliners you want to have on Braxis. He's very mobile. He can self-sustain himself by just walking out of the fight a little bit, can heal up quite a bit, and then go back in the fight. Can also jump over this wall for the blue team and then help up top here with the beacon if they get a kill, for example, here in the bottom. So he's definitely a good choice. Their healer is also very good. Grappling has the same ability. She can move up top very quickly with the teleport. Phase shift just to Onzul, and then they have the 2-in-1 here and can maybe get something done. She's also very good at healing on this map because she doesn't require mana to heal, so she will be able to easily heal a lot of the damage that is incoming if the team is smart. Obviously, if everybody gets super much damage and gets bursted down, she doesn't do so well, but other than that, she's a good healer on this map. Other healers that I really like on Braxis are Maffler. He's just very good on sustain healing. If you don't use roots that much, you always have mana basically to heal everybody. Stukov is really good, even with a nerf to his level 4 talent. He still gets a lot of mana back, and with that he can sustain in the bottom lane. And then Lucio is my third choice. I definitely like to play him on this. I know that a lot of people like Oriel because she's also in that sustain healing situation where she doesn't need mana. The only issue that I have with Oriel at the moment is that you need your battery to really be good. So if you have a Gul'dan, for example, he needs to hit consistently. And for example, if he goes back and you do have like two heroes that are not so good at sustaining, she lacks the healing that Brightwing, Lucio, Murphy, and Sukov just have on the other side. Greyman, again, I like it because he's good with the Gul'dan, Mage, and Auto Attacker. I like that combination. It's one of my favorite things to do. And he can also deliver some burst as a follow-up to the more sustaining damage that Gul'dan has at the beginning. On the red side, it looks actually very similar. They have Kel'Thas as a mage, and then Nazeebo, who is kind of a mage as well, but he will have some issues at the beginning because he doesn't really do a lot of auto attack damage until level 20. So that's already a little bit of an issue for me. I wouldn't draft Nazeebo and Kel'Thas. I would categorize both of them more as a mage. His auto attacks, Nazeebo's auto attacks, are not that great at the beginning of the game. Obviously, they get better with the poison quest on level 20. On the contrary to the blue team, the red team has a great solo lane. If you can play Rexa, he's probably the best pick for top lane on Braxis. Great control over the beacon. He has decent wave clear. Very difficult to gank because of Misha, where you can just put her on the spot, and whoever fights her will get damage dealt to him. And then if you want to gank Rexa, you just have to fight Rexa so he can see you coming when you are on the point or walking around the point. So he's definitely a great pick for the map. As a healer, Lily is currently considered to be very strong, has a high pick and, well, not high pick, but she has a very high win rate at the moment in several leagues, and she's considered to be pretty good. The only issue that I see is that she might be going out of mana very soon at the beginning of the game. But we'll see about that. Diablo at that point was probably the best tank in the game, so definitely a good choice. If you play HL, please don't go AFK at the beginning of the fight, like, or the beginning of the game. Like, don't be late. Can cause issues and irritations with your team. Okay, let's see what they're doing. We zoom out a little bit and see how the first couple of minutes go by. So what you normally want to do, very good, scout the bushes, have somebody in the bush for vision. So both blue and red team are doing this pretty well. Looking at the two lineups, both of them have early game characters and late game characters. Gul'dan obviously gets very strong late game. Same goes for Kel'Thas, and very well done. Kel'Thas and a 0, obviously. So this is probably already an issue for the red team. They are not prepared to deal with a lot of damage against their tank. And therefore, it's going to be difficult for them to be doing something. I want to see this again. How did he... Okay, I think that Rexa is not very good. Let's see how this goes. So this was a good engagement. The Diablo dies and everything. Let's see what happens up here. You shouldn't be in melee range here with the Zul. Like, this is a big mistake. Obviously, he's gonna melee you. Oh wow. So yeah, this is bad. I feel like the Rexar doesn't look like a Rexar who has been playing a lot of that hero. So you should be tapping. There's no reason for you to be this low on Rexar. Yeah, this is how I play Rexar. Okay, so that's a mistake. Just honestly, just go back, take it well. Now you might even just go Hearth back. Like, there's no reason for you to stay like this. This is really horrible. You're just taking more and more damage from the minions here. Okay, perfect. Now you tap. That's good. Yeah, this is way too early. Like, I don't know if he lost XP, but he definitely didn't need to go down here. Interesting already. Okay, let's see what's happening down here. This is a little surprising to me. Everybody is now low on the blue team. They shouldn't be taking that much damage, but I guess with Kel'Thas it's a little bit difficult if you stack up. But this is also, yeah, like the bomb spreading and everything, that's something that Brapping can't deal that well with. Okay, red team gets the bottom one, and they also get top. Okay, so now is the situation where a lot of people struggle in Hero League to react properly. So the progress bar obviously moves rather quickly, so you don't want to spend too much time not doing anything. That being said, if your team is like this low, and a lot of people have like their well already used, like Greyman has the well used, Gul'dan has it used, Murden has it used, Zul has it used, and Brapping has it used. So for the blue team, this is a pretty dangerous time to be on these beacons because they can't use it the well anymore. Doesn't matter if the enemy team really can use it, but if you're this low and you don't have any well, that's going to be a big issue. Okay, the Rexa is missing XP, I think. Let's see. Okay, now he's getting XP. But he might have missed a couple of minions there. This is really good. The Diablo at the beginning of the game, and I think especially on Braxis, he wasn't really the strongest tank. for the simple reason that he needs the souls, and the map objective of the game is very early. Let's have a look at this again and how this established. So this is pretty good. Again, they're on the point, and the red team should be defending this. So I totally agree that KT and Diablo are on here. This like skirmish down here is really unnecessary. Nazeebo already cleared the wave, but he also has very little mana. Lily also has very little mana, so she's fighting against Greymane, who definitely does more damage, even if she blinds him one time. And he's using mana to just stay on the same level, so that's kind of bad. Lily should be here. And maybe KT and Nazeebo can take care of the wave. I think Nazeebo can do it on his own. Pretty much just slowly poke away at it and try to not get demolished by the Greymane. But Lily doesn't do anything here. They have 3 people here at the blue team on the left side, and they're going to be on this point very soon. And the Diablo already lost a lot of health, and he only has 15 souls. So he doesn't have a lot of health points here. And this is the perfect thing. Like, I know a lot of people say like, oh, you shouldn't focus the tank and you should always go for the ranged assassin. This is perfect. Here you go. Stunned. He doesn't get away. Lily is chasing Greymane, and getting the kill is good. Like that's totally fine, but you also lost your progress bar basically, and now you're also out of position because you didn't pay attention. So this is like bad. Ooh. Okay, that here it goes pretty bad for the blue team, for the red team. So this is what I was talking about. Brightwing just teleported up here with her phase shift. And now they're 2-1 and they get a kill. That's one of the things that you really have to take advantage of on Braxis. Like if you have mobile heroes, use it. Muradin should stop this. Yeah, Muradin should have definitely been on the point against the KT. Oh, that was rough. There's going to be a bomb spread. Okay. Let's have a look again on what's exactly happening. So blue team is going to get the progress bar back here. On top, Rexa is kind of on the long way home. Like he's not going to be able to get the interrupt here. So for the red team, it is really important that they get this back. Otherwise, the beacon is going to fill up completely. That being said, they have 64%, so they have a little bit of a Zerg wave. And Zul doesn't clear the wave very well if you put pressure on him. They just got the same talent here on level 4, so they should be actually kind of fine. That being said, there are only 3 people here. Nazeebo is also just coming back from the dead. So what's going to happen? Everybody is low. Lily is going to try to heal everybody up. The engagement on the Greymane, I think, is actually pretty good. He is out of position and he gets wall stunned. But now the issue is the Lily is in a good position and Keth is in a bad position. He's going to be able to get chunked by the Gul'dan. The Muradin can potentially jump on him. Brightwing, not so much of an issue. And Greymane has to think about himself right now. KT just, I don't know, tries to one-on-one the Gul'dan and then just dies. Good thing is he picked up the globe. I like that. That was really good. And then maybe the trade. Yep, the trade is happening. But unfortunately, it's way too late because they can't get back on the spot anymore. And therefore, we have a blue wave. So this is one of the issues that you can't have on Braxis. They're already like 1.5 levels down. And nothing has happened so far. Sure, there were a couple of kills. But the situation that brought them into this here is where they chased the Greymane here. The red team chased the Greymane, left the beacon unattended, and then I think the Nazeebo potted back, and everybody else died. And then nobody was in the lane anymore, and you can't have that. And that's why it's important to have a sustain healer on this map, so you can stay on the lane and soak XP. Because you're so far split between the lanes on the 1-4 split, that there's no way that your top laner can rotate down if there's a kill or something like that. It doesn't really matter anyway, because if you miss the bottom XP, then at least you get top XP, but if you then rotate, you might miss on 2 lanes. Here comes another issue for the red team. Their wave clear is pretty bad. KT is good on wave clearing, but he's very mana dependent. So he's going to spread some bombs and use some flame strikes, but then he has his cooldowns. He doesn't have talent yet to get his cooldowns reduced, and it comes later in the game. So his wave clear is very, very, very limited. Nazeebo's wave clear is horrible. Like, he is very bad at clearing waves. Doesn't matter how many times you've seen Nazeebo's double soak, his wave clear is slow. He doesn't do a lot of wave damage. He's obviously not like on support level bad, but he definitely doesn't do it quickly enough, especially against the Zerg wave. The stacking here is also an issue because the Gul'dan gets a lot of stacks out of this. Lily doesn't have any wave clear, as basically nearly no support has good wave clear. So now they're going to be probably struggling a little bit to get this cleared up, but the KT is okay, so he's going to be able to at least get the Ultralisk out of the way. On the top lane, the Misha dying is kind of bad because now the Zerg push will be easily defended because Rek'Sai himself is no real threat to the Zul, so he should be able to get it done very quickly. And as you can see, everybody is down from the poke that the Gul'dan is doing. Well done, Misha respawn, that's really good. Go on the Zul. I think if he bone prisms the Rek'Sai, it's actually more beneficial. But we clear everything up, and while I was not completely incorrect, the red team definitely surprises me here with pretty good wave clear actually. Was done pretty well. This is also important, always take the globes here. As well, he is on top, very good. You should keep these timings in mind. Now it's 38 seconds, so you can like check the in-game time and try to pass it up. Sorry, not pass it up the next time the globe spawns. So they don't spawn on a, like for example, every 2 minutes. It's literally, if you pick it up, spawns 45 seconds later. So you should keep that in mind. Good choice here, not teleporting back. Not Hearthstoning, that's really good. This is taking way too long because now the Nazeebo is also leaving. But basically the Diablo has to go back now, I think. Otherwise he's going to be trying way too hard. This is very typical. After the Zerg is done, everybody does their camp on their side. I personally think that the red team is a little bit in advantage because this camp is much better in my opinion. But it definitely also allows you to like sometimes invade here and fight. In this situation, the Muradin went up to help fight the Misha. So the blue team can't really invade, but the Diablo should definitely look for an invade here because he has seen the Muradin top. Now he sees everything here. This is really well done. Like, this is what you should be doing. And the red team should now also move up here because this is a free camp that will do a lot of damage here, which allows you to catch up. And you caught up quite a bit already. Let's see who has good awareness. Lily has good awareness. Okay, the other guys have no idea what's going on. You should always have a look on the minimap, but this is something that doesn't only happen on the minimap. You should just know that. That they get this is super lucky. Like, they should be up here, and maybe they would have even gotten a kill as well. What did the Grey Man do in this time? So he just does the wave. I think that's fair, because you already are not as much ahead as you were. Yeah, I think that's okay. This is not okay. Like, don't get... Ooh. Like, this well is basically wasted. Oh, did he do that on purpose? So here are the spiders first. I think the Grey Man kills the cooldown. Yep. Yep. Oh man. Sorry, Maffler, but oh, that would have triggered me. So what happened is that the Grey Man E'd in, and then Nazeeb wanted to hit the Grey Man, and then he hit something else. Well, So much for Nazeebo, not strong early game. 2 kills by him with the spiders. And now the red team has caught up quite significantly, and that's an issue. One reason is probably because Muriam was top here, so he was coming late into the rotation, and now they can't really do anything here because with the healer and the tank, there's no way that you can fight 4 people. Bad focus by the KT. If he just stuns the Murden here, that's another kill. So there you go, red team caught up quite significantly here. They are now ahead actually after losing the first wave, and that's pretty much how you do it. You try to avoid dying to the Zerg wave. That was very good and very well done. You lose a little bit here. That's normal, that you can't really do anything against that. And then after that you stabilize by soaking lanes, getting camps that help you push, and then look for opportunities to equalize. So the invade here was really good. And then obviously Rexa again is a very good strong sword laner. So while he had to sacrifice Misha, he didn't die. So the XP of the wave still came in. So let's see what the blue team can do. As a Merlin, this is perfect. Like, he is very aggressive. He has his quest done within 6 minutes. It's really good. He's going on people. Very nice cleanse. Very nice cleanse. For gold level plays, holy moly. Like, this was super good cleanse. Like, you can learn, like, this is honestly like how you should play Brightwing, and or how should any play any cleanse healer. So look at what Brightwing is doing. She tries to heal Meridian up. He's out of range now. But she also knows what's going to happen now. She knows that the Diablo is going to stun him into this wall here, because that's what Diablos do. They press Q and then you fly against the wall. And look, oh, it's so good. That was really well done. He should be staying in the bush a little bit more, because his trait hasn't picked up yet. Yeah. That's a big issue. If he just stays behind a little bit, he doesn't take damage, and then his trait kicks in earlier. When does she teleport? This is also a mistake by the Diablo, by the way. The overpower on this side basically gives the Greyman only one attack, which is you. That's fine, but it also saves him because he can run away. If you just like leave him here, I think all 3 can attack him. The Nazeebo is a little low, so maybe the Greyman can kill him. But I think if he just stays here, KT can probably follow up with a stun or something like that, and then they kill him. Okay, that's all good. So when is she teleporting? Now. Okay, so I think that's not a good teleport. Like, this is still not claimed. Zul doesn't have to go back here. Like, he can easily soak this. Sure, Rexa and Misha are pretty high health, so it's probably gonna be a red beacon. That being said, below, like down here, you have 1, 2, 3 targets that are pretty low. Well, the Gul'dan is okay, but like you have 2 targets that are low. So you're teleporting away here now. Now also Gul'dan is taking damage. That's pretty bad. And this doesn't give you anything now. Like, sure, you get control over this, but it doesn't give you progress. It doesn't give you progress, and it leaves your team alone. And they're going to be hitting 10 very soon on both sides. So then the red team has an advantage in level. Sorry, not in level, in the amount of people that are here, and heroics. That being said, the Nazeebo walks all the way back here for some reason to tap. I guess the Lily has pretty little mana, so. But now the blue team doesn't have any healer, so that's an issue. The Rexa shouldn't be even trying here to get this. Like, it's completely wasted. Like, all the damage you're doing is going to be healed by the weapon. Just focus on the minions. Get level 10. very good engaged by the Diablo. Yep, that should be a dead Grey Man. I like that he stopped and tried to fight, because there's no way that he can survive this. So that's, I think, good. Put your wall down, Nazeebo. Like, if you didn't know, you can cancel the zombie wall and put it down by just pressing the button again. The panic fear? Ooh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Yeah. Nope. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it all falls together because Brightwing basically moves up for pretty much nothing. This has to happen quicker. Like, you can't wait for your heroic. Like, you have to know when level 10 arrives, you have to know what you pick. Like, there's no way in hell that you should be waiting on your heroic. Your heroic should be, as soon as you hit 10, you press the button. Like, with other talents, I can forgive that more. But with heroics, you have to, like, immediately choose it. Okay, red team is probably going to get this rather easily. Ooh, the placement is pretty bad here. Good Apoc. I normally don't like Apoc without anything, but this is definitely helping to disrupt the whole thing. Okay. This is good. The blue team is rotating up here to protect this, and the red team does the same thing. That's really good. Now, if we look at the fight, Brightwing is pretty low on mana, Zul is pretty low on health. I think that's Nazeebo. Yeah, Nazeebo's gonna die here for sure. And they have a pretty full health Gul'dan. So you could think here, I can take this as a Grey Man, but I like the decision better to come up here and fight. I think it's a better decision. Great roots here so that the Diablo can follow up. They should easily be able to kill the Lily though. Okay. I didn't focus on Lily, that was a mistake. I like the Phoenix placement. But it's also good, the Muradin soaks a lot of the Phoenix damage, it's also very good. Bomb spreading, bad. Never spread the bombs. Oof. A lot of damage here. So, I don't think that the Muradin needs the jump here to get away. Maybe he does. I don't think he needs it. So I personally would have liked if he just walked around here, so let the jump and then jumps over here. Who took so much progress? The red team. So I think maybe it would have been better to get this as a Grey Man. I'm not sure. You trade like a couple of heroes, so it's kind of like not that important. Ooh. She should be dead. Yeah. They're a little scared here. I can understand that though. And this is an issue that a lot of Greymans have. Once you have to go... Oof. Okay. Once you have to go in, you have to go in. I guess it's not that bad. So I said oof because I saw the heroic from Nazeebo, and I think in this situation the spirit is just not good because you have an interrupt on the Muradin, you have an interrupt on the Brightwing, you have an interrupt on the heroic of Gul'dan, and you root yourself to one position that can easily help Greyman to just jump on you because nothing's protecting you. Good job by Gul'dan. I think bottom getting the point is good because then the red team now can't fully get the beacon done. Yeah, I mean that's just the issue with Brightwing if you can't eat anymore. Oof, the rotation here was really bad. Let's have a look at this. So Gul'dan sees that his teammates are dying and or retreating. So moving in here is completely unnecessary because if he doesn't get Brightwing and he sees me, I'm dead. Like 100%. I also lose Zul here. Yeah. Like you can't kill Diablo. He has full souls. There's still like everybody else up here except the dead Nazeebo, so there's no reason for you to go up here. You cancel your auto deck twice and then I think this is a difficult, like this is panic. I just click away. It would probably have worked if you walked up. That being said, overpower into here. Sorry, shadow charge into here and then overpower, I guess. But you at least would have been close to Brightwing who can cleanse you maybe. This way you're definitely dead. Ooh, Brightwing, don't do it. No. Oh, God. Okay. Everybody is still alive. Now you should be running. Oof. Okay. I mean, it worked in the end, I guess. A lot of heroics burned for this, though. So definitely not worth it. And then good escape by the... Ooh, nice. Good escape by the Brightwing. That being said, there's a 100% wave now coming for the blue team on the bottom. And nobody's here to get it. So that's kind of an issue. Oh, nice jump. I like that. Oh, okay, now I don't like it that much. First of all, you could have jumped in the other direction. And then second of all, if you use Avatar here, don't use the jump. Like, just tank the spiders, I guess. I would just like to prefer to not use both abilities. And this is like, you shouldn't be here. Like, just, you should panic now, because this is walking towards your keep wall, and the keep wall going to be dead in a second. And this is the issue with Zul. He doesn't really, like, he's not bad against the Zerg wave, but he just gets free damage from from KT. Oh, do we see a combo? Nope. Okay. If you don't know the Diablo combo, it's still viable now after his rework. There's a video on my channel where you can learn it. This is much more important here. What's going down? What's going up? What's going on? Holy moly! Down here. Okay, so Kethas should definitely run now, because the wave is nearly dead, and you got what you wanted. You got the keep wave, the keep wall. And you even do a little bit of damage. Okay, now Brightwing teleported back. You should pressure him. Pressure, 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 pressure. No, that's okay. So when there were two, he stood his ground, and now that one guy leaves, he leaves the team. He leaves for the team. I mean, looking at the health bars, there's not much that he can do here. I think, like, he's probably dead. Lily pretty low. Like, just stay here, put some pressure on the Zul, maybe get him to use his Bone Prism on you, and then have the Guardians keep shooting at the keep. Well, doesn't happen. Oh, Diablo lives. Full-line quest is also done very well. Yep, that looks all good. And again, now Rex had ported back. You can probably pressure this fort now, because you're actually much higher in HP. Oh, don't go after a Nazebo like this. Like, if he throws frogs at you, you shouldn't be walking into them. Like, they don't do that much damage yet, and he doesn't have any talents for them, but you don't want to take that damage. They pinged here, so I'm pretty sure that they're aware of this. Oh no, don't face check. Don't do it. Okay. No, 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 no. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, so that was more lucky than skill. Like, just use a Q. Like, don't even walk near it. Just use a Q to see if it's in there. He walks like a... If he's mounted and you don't have the best reactions, he just grabs you off your mount and just stuns you into the wall. Always check those bushes with spells. This is perfect. Cool. So, oh, a lot of tapping that happened there. Yeah, I was about to say, they can see him. This is really good. The red team should be doing this more. They should be trying to get this and get the fort. Like, Rexa can just like take the fort with the wave, and then everybody else is doing the camp. What happens here? Well, goodbye. And this is why, like, Zul, even later on in the game, is not a very good one-on-one hero. Oh, very nice. Great engage. Leave the camp alone at this point. Like, way too late a reaction. Way too late. Let's see. Oh, well. Interesting choice. So this is probably the biggest problem, I want to say, in gold and below. Everybody does like their own little thing, and it doesn't really come down to team play. Like there was no focus. I think there in higher levels there would have been a lot more heroes killed. What killed Greyman? Oops. Sorry for hitting my microphone. Oh, well, hi. So if you were unaware, these dudes reduce your armor by quite a bit. So just walking into them and then also taking damage from the zero doesn't really work. Well, we learn something every day. I like the Brightwing is porting a lot. She has the cooldown reduction on Hypershift. So that helps her to be mobile. That being said, I think her decision making on when to port where is sometimes a little bit unclear. Okay, it's done. Nobody's soaking bottom. That's an issue. You don't want to fight here necessarily. You have a talent disadvantage. You don't know where the other guys are. Now you know where they are, where they have been. Oof. This is rough because you are presenting your team a pretty good opportunity to kill, but unfortunately there's 5 people around you and you're down talent. Well, the Meridian just kills Kel'Thas, I guess. Still on the vision of Bremen. I don't want to be that. Okay. Did he just use Go for the Throat? Okay, I have to do this real quick. There you go. I think he just used Go for the Throat on Misha, which is not worth it. Oof. Yep. Don't do that, ever. Don't use Go for the Throat on Misha. Like, there's no reason. I mean, okay, the bear is dead. That's cool. And now you just get frogged, I guess. Oh, unlucky. Great placement of the zombie wall, though. Everybody's just jumping wild around. Can the... Oh, good damage by the Gul'dan. Again, this is probably the worst way to use Apocalypse. Defensively, without follow-up, it's easy to dodge. And it actually gives them also an incentive to run away now. Well, they don't. Okay. Oof. Well, that's what you get when you have 100 souls and you can still tap. Blue Ice Block. Got a blink charge back. Get a glow up here. Very good. The red team should have this under control here now. KT can go bottom and take the... Yeah. And this is the exact reason that I don't think the heroic is very good in this situation, because like he has given the axe and Thunderburn and Perfect Storm, so he definitely wants to go onto you and hit you. So he just uses everything on you and then you lose your heroic. Okay, another situation where the Gul'dan unfortunately fails. So this isn't a problem that I have as well. So I want to be on the point. I want to do something. I want to, help my team. And I don't really know what to do now. I kind of want to go here. I kind of want to fight. I kind of want to help here. But I don't want to go around here because it's a long way. And when I go here, he's going to be away. So I'm just going to hang around here and see what I can do. Maybe I can get an E off. Maybe can I get a Q off? Like, the unknown is what oftentimes leads to a lot of mistakes. And in this case, it's just bad positioning, and that's the end of the story here. And it happens. Like, these are the things that, like, you should watch your own replays and recognize the situation and say, like, this was stupid. Like, I shouldn't have done this. I should have gone the other way. I should have gone this way. I should have gone up here. I should have helped my team like this. There's no way that you can get something out of it. Even going down here and following Brightwing, I think, would have been the better choice. Obviously, you don't die. This is also not good. You don't really one-on-one very well with Brightwing against the mage. And now it just pretty much falls apart for the blue team. Red team got a fort. Very well done. I like the Murden. He's playing very well. I think you can save this Phoenix. It doesn't really do anything. That being said, he's dead and it will be ready 5 seconds later on, so it doesn't really matter. So if you have rather short heroics, you can throw them out in these situations to maybe distract the enemy or delay them a little bit, but it wasn't like very necessary here. That he was not getting away with Phoenix. This is one of the worst things that you can do in Heroes, and it's something that everybody has done in the past. Like everybody, I know, like even pro players I see doing this. So the Greyman obviously wants to help. He wants to do something to get his team back. And clearly, if he just clears a little bit of the minion wave here and does some damage to the minion wave and then clears the Zerglings, it's totally fine. The issue is the way he does it. So we're now in his vision and we're going to go full vision on him. And again, we're not calling out this person, we're calling out the behavior. So just to be clear, like we're not saying like Ronx is an idiot. We're saying this is behavior that we don't want to do ourselves. We don't want to be in this position. We don't want to get into this position. And we want to learn from the mistakes that this person made, no matter how good or bad the person is and skill-wise. So don't take this as a stab at this guy. He has enough time to kind of react. That being said, Shadow Charge Diablo back then is really hard to counter once he sees you. And here you see the ping, the click. Here's the charge already, so the reaction time is also rather slow. But it's to be expected because, you know, like it's, I don't know, maybe it's a couple of games or whatever. But the reality is you shouldn't be in front of your door with no enemies on inside. There's just no reason for it. Bam! And you're dead. So the issue is not only that you are dead now, right? Like that's not the issue itself. Like you died, you were out of position, you made a mistake, totally fine. The issue is there's already somebody dead. Zul is dead. There's other teammates that just revived. You don't have a great counter push. You only have like 3 Zerglings or whatever, or 4 Zerglings, and nothing else. And now your team has to defend with basically 1 damage dealer who can safely do damage, and 1 damage dealer that respawns only in 8 seconds, but also can't do safe damage to this. Way too far forward. There's no reason for you to stay this close to the wall. This will be dying very quickly. Shadow Charge in here, and he gets you. Like, don't be this close to it. If you have, like, I mean, you have to give up the keep wall anyway. Just fight around here. Like, fight around where the fort is. Don't fight this close to your wall. Where are the spells? There you go. Good cleanse again. Very good cleanse. But see, like, they even dive behind the keep. So if you stay here, it's much safer to get away. Kill Misha. Again, Apocalypse and no follow-up. Well, the zombie wall follow-up, that's kind of okay, but like it only hits 1 person, as you can see. Again, Zul can do safe damage here, so he just dies. Good fear. Gives a little bit of pressure relief. Unfortunately, the Zergrave still lives. Ooh, that ping-in will probably be your death. Ice block? Nope, okay. And that's it. Okay. Cool, so I got this. We saw actually a pretty balanced game, I think, and then it just got out of control for the blue team with the fights up here around this and not getting the beacon bottom. But even though, again, we're not bashing somebody, losing somebody here in this situation where he doesn't see any enemies and he just gets poked out alone, that's something that you should be your, or that's something that you should take as homework. Like, this should never, ever happen to you again. Like, you've seen this now, don't let it happen. Like, you don't die when your enemy is going to attack keep. You will die in the team fight around the keep with everybody else up. Or if your teammates are feeding, like, you know, they die like this, it's not your fault. Like, you can control that. But you as a player, you don't die here. You don't like die here. You fight around here because then there's the safety around the fort and the keep It's the same for the fort. Like, don't die in front of the fort if the enemy team has a push coming into the fort. And that is for every map, every battleground, every situation. Don't die before the fight actually starts. That's the worst thing that you can do. Okay, so red team, I was pretty much sure that they would win because their top lane looks much safer and more easy to win, which should secure them a lot of the beacon control. And they did not so well at the beginning, but then with the power spikes on their levels, did much better. Obviously, again, Diablo, once he gets his souls, and it takes ages here on this map, he's also just a force that you can't really take out anymore as easily as you did it in the early game. So a quick look at some stats. This is actually surprising to me. The Rexa doesn't have as much as a Nazeebo. That being said, Rexa died a couple of times, I think, in the later game, or towards the later part of the game, so that the XP soaking is more impactful in this case. But other than that, you can see that everybody is higher than the blue team. Everybody on the other team, except Zul, everybody's soaking better XP. And that's an issue. Another issue that is very clear, obviously, is 9-Death Greymane. Like, he's definitely very hard to play, don't get me wrong. It's one of those heroes that if you have a bad game, you just continuously feed on. But this could be easily 8 or 7 deaths with a couple of better positionings. Here are the talent builds. I'm not going to go over them one by one, but obviously Cleanse was a great choice. And we saw a couple of very good cleanses by this right wing. Was really well played. I think the Meridian also played well, very aggressive. He didn't die that often. He only died once and did quite a bit of damage. Like, look at that. He's actually the second damage dealer. This shouldn't happen either to Greymane. I think Zul has more of a hard time to get to these levels of damage, and he's doing some other stuff, so that's pretty fine. But again, this is the build. I wouldn't definitely say that Nazeebo is bad on the map, but he's more of a late game hero, so I don't think he fits very well on Braxis. That being said, you know, it worked in this situation. So again, here's the talent build if you want to have a look at that. And then one last thing that I wanted to have a look at is the healing. Pretty similar. Obviously, now that they're on the winning side, it's easier to get a little bit higher numbers here. That's it for this replay commentary. Thank you very much for watching. If you have come to this point, please feel free to like and subscribe and everything good. And I will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.